This episode is sponsored by the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Rounding out entertainment for September, don't miss the Bare Naked Ladies on the 28th. Details and tickets at HollywoodCasinoCharlestown.com. Must be 21 to enter the casino floor and attend a show. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. The genius country duo Maddie Tae performs live at the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland this Friday night. They both called in together to describe how their friendship has helped each other tackle the challenges of recent motherhood, as well as breaking down their biggest hits like Girl in a Country Song, Shut Up and Fish, and Die from a Broken Heart.
Hello.
Hey, Maddie Tae. Hey, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Hey. We are talking to the awesome duo, Maddie and Tae, because you are coming to the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland, this Friday, September 27th. Everybody get your tickets now. Stevie Nicks sort of made it famous, right? Silver Springs, it's kind of, even though it's technically singular, not plural, but everybody knows Silver Spring. But yeah, so what's this tour that you bring to the Fillmore? It's for the new album, right? What a Woman Can Do?
Yes. So it's the Here's to Friends tour. And we are actually ending this tour in the next 2 weeks. So it's one of the last shows before T goes on maternity leave for baby number 2. And we'll be playing all of the new songs from the EP, which is really exciting.
So you basically been fine-tuning the whole tour. It's all been building to this at the end of the tour.
Totally.
Love it. I want to mention, we can dive right into what you just mentioned about how Tae is pregnant with, your second child here. Congratulations. And you're already a mom to a little girl. What's it like on round 2? Because I know you two are best friends and your daughters call each other auntie and all. I think it's so awesome how you guys are so close. But is round 2 a little easier than the first time around?
Being pregnant this time around is definitely a lot easier, just because I've had a way easier pregnancy. My pregnancy with my daughter was a little chaotic, but wouldn't trade it for anything. And I've heard the transition from 0 to 1 is harder than 1 to 2, so I'm banking on that. But I'm excited. It's definitely crazy, but I'm happy.
And Maddie, you also you have a 1-year-old little boy, I think. So are you offering tips? I mean, Tay, you've been through it before, so you don't need that much advice. But I don't know. I guess I just want to know what it's like to be best friends, songwriters, and also be raising a new army of little kids.
Oh, absolutely. It's wild, but it is literally the dream. Like, we dreamt of this when we started our band when we were 15. And so, the balance, we're still figuring it out, but I'm definitely giving T all the boy tips, because Layton, her daughter, is so just sweet and calm and, just so chill. And my little Forrest is just a Wreck-It Ralph, destructor of the house and just crazy wild. So I am just giving her a couple tips, because boys are crazy.
Now, I have to ask, Leighton and Forrest, is that like a Gossip Girl Leighton Meester, or is that like a Forrest Gump Tom Hanks? Like, does he run like the wind blows? Are these the inspirations, or is there like a family history of those names?
Oh, she's really cool. Like, I think that's a good person to be named after, but not really named after. I just think I liked the name.
Yeah.
Right. And then for Forrest, there's an artist named Forrest Frank, and we love his music, my husband and I. And we also live in the woods out in Nashville, so it just felt like the right name for our little boy.
Perfect. All right. Well, you mentioned when you both met at 15. I know our listeners love to always hear sort of the origin stories. But so Maddie, you're from Texas, and Tay from Oklahoma. But so how did that meeting happen? It was like somewhere in like a singing showcase in Dallas or something like that?
Yes. So there was this vocal coach dude that we met through. And we met through him, and he turned out to be kind of a weirdo. So we ditched him and then made our band, and then the rest is history.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm glad that the first album wasn't called Kind of a Weirdo. I'm glad it was. I'm glad it was called
I
Start.
know. Yeah, absolutely.
But 10th anniversary of that, actually. I guess it was 2014, right? Dot Records. So that
Yes.
first
Yep.
studio album
Exactly.
comes out in 15. Start Here. Great, perfect fitting name. I wanted to ask you, of course, about Girl in a Country Song because my wife, she's a singer-songwriter herself, Ashley Marie, but she just raves about that song because she grew up on 90s country. She opened for the Dixie Chicks. It was like a flourishing time for female country artists, right? But so much of that song speaks to like this shifting of the era. You used to get a little respect. Now you have lucky to climb up in the truck and keep your mouth shut. Like there's that bro country stuff. So were you just sitting around the two of you like, man, how did this industry like we're regressing here?
Quite literally that conversation happened. Yes. So we had kind of just started talking about the trends that we were seeing on country radio. And, every artist is entitled to write about what they want to write about and sing about what they want to sing about. But it was just a little monotonous, like the same girl, the same song, the same beer, all of it. And we just felt like women weren't being represented in their entirety as they should be. So we just originally wrote it to kind of poke fun a little bit. It wasn't serious. There wasn't a whole lot of like beef or whatever behind it. And then it just blew up. So we definitely had to put our money where our mouth was, but it just started out as a little funny little song.
Well, I love it. I think people needed to hear that. Because there are amazing women country artists. Obviously, all the high women and Casey Musgraves and Brandy Clark and you all, and I mean, there's so many great ones out there. But I feel like they don't get. Casey's winning Grammys, but like it's not getting. It's like the alt country. It's not getting the radio play. Whereas when we were growing up, it was Reba and Shania and Faith and Martina and Jody Messina and the Dixie Chick. Like it was all over radio. You know what I mean? Terry Clark. We just went and saw Sarah Evans the other day. We could go all day, but I sort of miss that. So I just wanted to bow down before Maddie and Tay and thanks for calling that out.
Oh, well, yeah, I know I feel like it's shifting a little. I don't know about radio necessarily, but I do feel like there's a lot of girls in country music right now that are kicking butt, and there's a lot of new females that we're so happy for and excited for. And they're all like writing their own music, and it's amazing to see. And I hope that, country radio will start, you know, evening out the playing field. It's really unfortunate because even we're still having the same problem that we had 10 years ago, almost a decade later. So but hopefully more progress.
Yeah, it's sad when that song is still timeless. 10 years later, you could apply it to the industry, but hopefully we're making some inroads. All right.
Yes.
And then, of course, that album also had Fly, which is a great inspirational message, but we probably don't have time to go through all the songs. But I did want to ask about Shut Up and Fish because I noticed something. A lot of people might be like, hey, is that the reverse of Brad Paisley's I'm Gonna Miss Her? But I think when I hear that, I laugh. And so, because I'm an old movie buff, I think of the Billy Wilder's The Apartment. Y'all ever see that? The last line, Shirley MacLaine tells Jack Lemmon, shut up and deal. Is that like a country version of that?
Oh,
Oh,
I've
I've
never
never
seen
seen
that
that.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll have
best
to watch
picture
it.
1960. It beats Psycho, and it's a rom-com, black and white rom-com. You'll love it. But all right,
I
well then,
love
what
it.
Oh,
if it wasn't that? What was the inspiration? Is it a Paisley play or what was it?
no, it was a true
Unfortunately.
story. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a true story. We went fishing with these guys and they were not interested in fishing. So um so we wrote a song about it, and I mean, it was just so natural. Like every single one of our songs on every record is based out of some truth from our lives or friends or family or something, but we don't know how to write songs that aren't real, unfortunately.
Wait, you mean they weren't there just to open the tackle box and hook, line, and sinker?
No.
They had other intentions. Dang those guys, man. Well, all right, cool. This has been so much fun. I know we're up against the clock, but I wanted to hit the second album, The Way It Feels, 2020, really fast before we run. Our friends don't, of course. And but tell me about let's go into Die from a Broken Heart because I still remember hearing that on the radio. That one will rip your heart out when you're listening to it, and it's sort of like I don't know. I'll ask you, but at least when I hear it, it's sort of like we think we're all strong, but then when we get our heart broken, you go back to Mama, and it's like, Mama, how does he sleep at night? The nerve of this guy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What is it to you? But that's what it brings up for me.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely, I mean, agree, especially in Heartache. It really does take you back to that younger self. It reopens a lot of young wounds that you just kind of need your parents for. But I'm thankful because I feel like Die From a Broken Heart, there are so many people that get to be represented through that story. You know, either you're the person that's having their heart broken, or you're the mama who's getting the phone call, or the dad who's getting the gun ready. Like, there's so many people in this story that can relate to it because we've all gone through heartache. And this Die From a Broken Heart is truly like the song of our career thus far. Every time we play it during our shows, the crowd just really validates us in that, you know, writing our vulnerable moments is worth it. And that song is just, it's our favorite still to this day.
Really? Well, I mean, it's hard to argue. I'm sure a lot of your fans would probably agree. That is I mean, I know you have some, kick-ass ones for the live shows that are upbeat and fun, but that one is probably when they pull out their lighters and in the crowd, and it's like that's the bittersweet, that's the heartbreaker. And that's country music. You got to have teardrops on the guitar.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, you both have been really generous with your time, so we'll let you run. But everybody, check out the new EP, What a Woman Can Do. I know you had Through the Madness. You've done other EPs. Hard to believe only 2 studio albums. So it's relatively young in the career. So we're so excited to watch, what else you do next. We're so excited. Do you want to end with Free Like? Do you want to tease the latest single?
Yeah. Y'all, this is Maddie and Tae. This is our new song, Free Like.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for doing it. Again, Maddie and Tae, country duo, coming to the Fillmore, Silver Spring, Maryland, Friday, September 27th. Everybody get your tickets. Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much. Have a good day.
All right. I'll shut up and fish. See ya. Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.